Good Friday morning. It's been a pretty smooth morning for the morning after Christmas, but a couple of incidents that you need to be aware of depending on where you're traveling, and that is on in South Charlotte here on Ray Road and Pineville Matthews Road. There is an obstruction on the road, but in terms of our interstates, things looking great for your travel.
Let's get a final check of that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. Now we should be at 53 degrees. Today it's going to be much cooler than yesterday's high, but 58 is what you should plan for. Turning up the heat tomorrow, sunny and 75 degrees, and mild conditions for the Panthers game on Sunday. Remember, next week we'll start out our Monday with rainy and wet conditions, and then much cooler temperatures are ahead.
Gonna actually feel like winter. Imagine that.
Oh.
All right, we have more breaking news ahead starting at 7 on WCNC Plus. Make sure that you join us there and make it a great Friday.
Well, good Friday morning. We're so glad you're joining us on WCNC Plus at 7. I'm Autumn Bracey in for Ben Thompson.
And I'm Lisa Washington. We start with your forecast on this Friday. Perhaps you enjoyed that really warm, record-breaking warmth. In fact, on Christmas, things are changing today. Majestic's going to spell it all out for us.
It is going to be a cloudy and much cooler day today. Now let's talk about just how warm we got for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. 77 degrees on Christmas Eve. It was gorgeous. It was so nice. And then Christmas Day rolled around and we turned up the heat even more. 79 degrees, our official high temperature for Christmas Day. This now goes down as the warmest Christmas Day ever recorded in Charlotte's history. Now today will be much different. Cloudy skies, cooler temperatures, live camera looks coming in from our mountains up there in Boone. Good morning to you. Banner out, a little bit of patchy fog, and this morning here in the Queen City, we're waking up to cloudy skies, but mild temperatures right now. We really didn't cool down much at all overnight, but also we have a lot of clouds in place. When we have those morning time clouds, they just act like that blanket for us. So we're at 56 in Charlotte, 55 in Lincolnton, up towards Jefferson. Good morning, 47 degrees. So yes, the biggest difference today, you better believe it, it's going to be those temperatures going from nearly 80 degrees yesterday to about 58 degrees this afternoon. Not just for us here in the Queen City, but most of us around the Charlotte metro area, from Gastonia to Rock Hill, even through Monroe. And then once we head up towards the high country, cooler today with upper 40s to low 50-degree temperatures. Now here's our satellite and radar. We do have a cold front pushing through the Carolinas. That's why we have much more cloud coverage and cooler temperatures today. Now as far as rain goes, I don't really think Charlotte will be impacted by that, but if you're in the high country, you could have some light shower activity. This is what models are picking up on, I'd say around 7, 8, 9 o'clock this morning. And then by the afternoon, we're all dry, but it's not going to be the most beautiful Friday. We have mainly cloudy skies in place, a nice day to kind of just stay cozy. And then as we're waking up tomorrow morning for our Saturday, it is going to be gorgeous from sunrise to sunset. Not only will it look nice, but those temperatures are going to feel mighty good as well. Once we're heading into our Sunday, a cloudy start to the morning. If you're heading out to the Panthers game on Sunday, it is going to rise into the low 60s. Those temperatures are, so a rather cooler day. However, remember our actual high temperature, it should be into the lower end of the 50s, so still a little bit above that. Only a small chance for a pop-up shower for our Sunday forecast, but coming up in just a few minutes. Monday looks a little bit different. Monday is going to bring a round of rain showers, really strong winds into our area, and then a big drop in temperatures by Tuesday. We'll break that all down for you coming up. But let's get a check on those roads with Destiny. Good morning. Is it pretty quiet out there so far? That's the day after Christmas.
For the most part, yeah, our interstates for most of the morning and pretty much the entire morning have been pretty calm. Haven't seen any major incidents that will slow down your holiday travel or post-holiday travel. And this is I-77 at I-85, where we saw maybe a little bit of congestion, a little bit of on-ramp traffic, but things are looking fine this morning. Again, if you are traveling home for the holidays, while there may have been, or home after the holidays, I should say, you may have seen minimal traffic these past 2 days, but when people start heading home today, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. is the worst travel time according to AAA. And then the best time to travel is before 10 a.m. So getting an early head start on the roads. But if you can travel over the weekend, that's fine too. You just may see a lot more people this weekend. This is our traffic map that's showing, again, very calm conditions on the interstates. Have not seen any red pretty much at all this morning, so that's pretty good. We do have some incidents, though, that may trip some people up within the Charlotte area. So that is the obstruction on the road here, Ray Road at Pineville Matthews Road, and then over eastward we have Albemarle Road between Harrisburg Road and Woolgrove Mint Hill Road. So these have been on the map for about an hour now, so just a heads up there. We'll have another check of traffic coming up a little later.
Destiny, thank you. 7:04 now. We continue to follow breaking news coming into our newsroom this morning. CMPD is investigating after a child died this morning. This is a look from that scene. We've been watching officers go in and out of the studios and suites for less. This is along Queen City Drive near the intersection with Billy Graham Parkway in West Charlotte. This is just north of the airport. Police say they arrived to that motel around 1:30 this morning, and that's when they found the child not breathing. The child was taken to the hospital and died shortly afterwards. This investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Right now, we're continuing to follow a fire at an apartment complex in Gastonia. Gaston County emergency officials battled that fire at the Brentwood Chase Apartments along Lowell Bethesda Road, near where Wilkerson Boulevard meets the Gaston Christian School. There is no word if anyone is hurt. And this morning, we continue our coverage on the death of a 6-year-old in Charlotte. In just a few hours, this woman, Taryn McKnight, will be in court. She's charged in connection to the abuse of the child who was found dead last week. It comes as an East Charlotte home linked to this case is back in the spotlight after a fire at the house Wednesday night. Cell phone video that was shared with WCNC Charlotte shows that fire raging through the home. Firefighters battled to get it under control. Now, this is the same home where that 6-year-old was found. Investigators say the child was forced to live in horrific conditions. Neighbors we spoke with say the situation has left them heartbroken.
It's just sad. I mean, this time of year, it's Christmas, and It's too much going on in the world.
Investigators say the cause of the house fire and whether it's connected to the abuse case is still under investigation.
Caldwell County authorities say a Christmas Eve traffic stop led to a major drug bust. The sheriff's office tells us deputies pulled a driver over on Connelly Springs Road. There they found more than 100 grams of meth inside of the car. Right now, 2 men, Jonathan Lovin and Rodney Gregg, are in jail. They're facing several drug-related charges. And some devastating news this morning as authorities say 2 people are dead after a house fire outside of Raleigh. Wilson Mills fire officials in Johnson County say the 2 were father and son. As of now, authorities haven't released their names. They also say a woman was able to escape from inside of the home. That cause of that fire is under investigation. The funeral for former Governor Jim Hunt is scheduled for today. The Democrat was North Carolina's longest-serving governor with 4 terms. Hunt championed public education and helped focus the state's economy on high-tech industries. His funeral is set for 1 p.m., and it will be at First Presbyterian Church of Wilson. Hunt's daughter, Lieutenant Governor Rachel Hunt, posted to X that all are welcome to attend.
7:07 now. Flying home to see your family over the holidays can be expensive. Many military service members know that firsthand. WCNC Charlotte's Siobhan Riley explains how the nonprofit Miles for Military helps soldiers reunite with their families at no cost.
Candace Ishmael reunites with her son, U.S. Army Private Second Class Joshua Tillman at Charlotte Douglas for the first time since July.
You snuck up on me, boy. I was looking for a text.
Ishmael just got the news Christmas Eve that her son would be coming home.
I'm happy to share him, but at the same time, I miss him so bad. It's that void in my heart of missing him. It's just going to be complete.
Being away from home, thousands of miles apart. It's great to see my family again.
Tillman has been stationed at Fort Huachuca in Arizona since October of last year. He almost didn't make it home because of the financial burden.
For him to be able to come home at such short notice, you know, his ticket was going to be like $700. So I wasn't for sure if he was going to be able to make it home because I didn't have that kind of money, and I know he does it.
This trip was made possible through the Miles for Military program, a nonprofit that covers the flights. Maureen Burns started the program in 2022 because of the financial strain it took on the single parent and her son who was based at Camp Lejeune.
What does this mean to you to see the smiles on the family's faces?
I know that joy. I know that wonderful feeling, that peaceful feeling of having your child and not having to stare at that empty seat. You know, it's just not the same. You know, when my mother was alive, she couldn't wait for him to come home because, you know, it's her baby.
For Tillman, the support means more than just a plane ticket. It means cherished memories at the dinner table with his friends and family on Christmas Day.
I know it means a lot to other soldiers around the world because it's like a big deal for everything, for all of us. Like, it's a big deal to see our family. It means the world to us.
I hope they continue the program because it definitely has made a huge difference for me and my family to see my baby again. Listen, he doesn't like for me to kiss him in public, but I have to do it. He says he's not a baby anymore, but he's always my baby.
Siobhan Riley, WCNC Charlotte.
Well, there is one requirement for soldiers who are seeking the financial assistance. They must complete community service hours. The nonprofit says it relies on donations. To find out how you can support reunions like the one you just saw, head to our website, WCNC.com.
Well, a recap of the nation's headlines to highlight some of the year's ups and downs. We have that coming up for you next. Well, 2025 delivered a year full of news. A familiar face returned to the White House. Fires and floods forever changed cities and communities across our country.
A new pope was chosen, and following an extended out-of-this-world adventure, 2 American astronauts finally made it home. Michael Yoshida reports the top stories.
2025 began with back-to-back tragedies. New Year's celebrations turned deadly in New Orleans. A terror attack shutting down the city's famed Bourbon Street. Just days later,
we drove up and I just kept saying, my home, my home.
Deadly and destructive fires tear across Los Angeles, destroying thousands of homes.
We wanted to see for ourselves what the damage was, but it's gone. It's gone. It's a total loss.
Heartbreak in Texas. Young girls attending summer camp among the more than 130 people who lost their lives in catastrophic flooding.
Please pray for our community.
And tragedy in our nation's capital. A passenger jet colliding with a U.S. Army helicopter, the deadliest U.S. plane crash in nearly 2 decades.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Donald Trump returned to the White House. Job and spending cuts, tariffs, and immigration enforcement and raids becoming political and social flashpoints. Court battles, protests, and marches playing out across the country. The president claiming there was widespread crime, ordering National Guard troops to several U.S. cities, leading to clashes with protesters.
We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
A White House shouting match as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, President Trump, and others met about Russia's invasion into Ukraine. Months later, a red carpet welcome for Russian President Vladimir Putin landing on American soil. But the high-stakes summit in Alaska did not end with a deal to end the Russia-Ukraine war. 2 years after Hamas attacked Israel, a ceasefire agreement reached. The last living Israeli hostages held by Hamas released in exchange for the release of Palestinian prisoners and detainees. In October and November, we saw the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Fights over health care dividing Congress. The 43-day saga ending with a deal to reopen through January. 6 years after his death, convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein back in the spotlight. A twists and turns saga from the White House to Capitol Hill as survivors pushed for release of the so-called Epstein files.
I know everybody sees us today as grown adults, but we are fighting for the children that were abandoned and left behind in the reckoning.
We're not counting gang violence.
The assassination of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk stunned the country.
It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals.
Comedian Jimmy Kimmel, following criticism and political pressure over comments related to Kirk's death, taken off air. Free speech protests ensued before Kimmel eventually returned to hosting his late-night show the following week. And our nation said goodbye to political pillars. The 39th President Jimmy Carter honored. And Dick Cheney, vice president under George W. Bush, also remembered. Tributes poured in across the globe after the death of Pope Francis. White smoke revealing the first Latin American pontiff would be replaced by the first American Pope, Leo XIV, a Chicago White Sox fan turned leader of the Catholic Church. A brazen heist at the world's most visited museum, thieves robbing the Louvre of jewels estimated to be worth more than $100 million. And after what was supposed to be a short mission to space stretched into more than 9 months, NASA astronauts Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore finally returned home.
Thank you to a nation that got involved in all of this. It makes it special, not just for us, but for all, I think our nation as a whole.
Pretty honored and humbled by the fact of when we came home, like, wow, there are a lot of people who are interested.
I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Christmas may be over, but there is still one more sweet celebration on the calendar today, and you might be ready to celebrate this one. We'll explain after the break.
Good morning, everyone. Time to wake up and get the day started. It is a day after Christmas. I hope you're able to enjoy your Christmas day. It was beautiful here in Charlotte, 79 degrees, sunny skies, the warmest, honestly, you could kind of say the hottest Christmas ever recorded here in Charlotte history. It was beautiful, though. Now today we are looking at some big changes on the way. Cloudy skies and temperatures only going to be into the 50s. Look at this, gray and gloomy from Monroe to Dallas. Could just be a good day to stay inside, stay cozy. We do have some changes on the way, though. Yesterday will be dramatically cooler, but then tomorrow rolls around. We'll be waking up Saturday morning to gorgeous weather, plenty of sunshine all throughout the day, and we'll have another opportunity for record warmth with mid-70s on the way. Sunday, cooler temperatures are on the way, kind of just setting the tone on Sunday. Overall, it doesn't look like it's going to be all that bad of a day, but next week, you're going to feel that chill in the air. Right now, it's 55 degrees in Lincolnton. Shelby, good morning to you. 52 for you and 55 across Cheraw. Now, throughout the rest of the day today here in Charlotte and really throughout much of the Carolinas, it is going to be cloudy. We have a cold front pushing through. It's not bringing much rain with it, but if you're watching from the high country, it's not out of the question for some light shower activity throughout the morning time hours. And then these are our actual daytime highs today. Right around 58 degrees in the Queen City. Much of the same out towards Gastonia, down towards Chester, about 60 degrees there. And again, tomorrow we're going to turn up the heat, 75 degrees. So if you want to get outside, soak up some nice sunshine, you've been loving the last couple of days. I know plenty of you really have. Tomorrow's going to be really quite nice as well. 75 for our Saturday. Sunday a little bit cooler with low 60s. But remember our average temperature for this time of the year, it's 53 degrees, so we're still above that even today. Now, next week is a whole nother story. We have a strong cold front pushing through on Monday, and then into Tuesday, we'll feel that cold air back behind it. So our highs next week back into the 40s and 50s, with lows dropping back down into the below freezing zone with 20s and 30s. Now, that is really going to be a dramatic change from nearly 80 degrees that we had yesterday. Futurecast is going to look like this. Again, we could see a few light scattered showers across the high country this morning. By the afternoon, cloudy for your Friday evening, and then Saturday is going to be gorgeous. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to walk you through your Saturday forecast. We're talking about the opportunity to break even more records, and then we have some changes as we're heading into next week. We'll give you all the details coming up here soon, but Destiny, what's a few things that people should know about as they're heading out the door for their commute this morning?
Yeah, it's definitely getting busier out there, even being the morning after Christmas, because you have people who may be traveling or some people who are headed back to work today. So just a heads up that things are starting to get a little bit dicey out there. And what I mean is we have our first highway accident of the morning, and that is on I-485 in Northwest Charlotte this morning. I-485 outer loop between I-77 and NC-24, so exit 23 and 21. The good news is we're not seeing that red from a huge backup in this area, but just be aware that this is a fairly new accident and we'll continue to watch it. Also new down south is, or this one isn't new, obstruction on the road, Ray Road at NC-51, Pineville Matthews Road. This has been on the map for, again, more than an hour. This one is new, a little further south. US 521 at Brixham Hill Avenue in Ballantyne, so just a heads up there. And then also our final accident, just 4 on the map right now, Albemarle Road between Harrisburg Road and Willgrove Mint Hill Road.
All right, well, Christmas may be over, but the holiday spirit is hanging on for one more sweet celebration. It is National Candy Cane Day, an excuse if you haven't eaten all of them. And it's a day we give a little extra love to those red and white peppermint sticks that show up in stockings, cocoa mugs, in just about every corner of December.
Candy canes have been around for centuries, and today they are still one of the most recognizable symbols of the season. So whether you like them straight off the tree, maybe stirred in your hot chocolate, or crushed on top of cookies, that sounds good. Today is the perfect excuse to enjoy one more. And if you have any leftovers from Christmas, you are already ahead of the game. I do love a good candy cane.
I like the multicolored rainbow ones.
Okay.
It's a different flavor. It's
definitely
good.
I didn't have any of this year, but I love the skyline. You guys probably know that since moving to Charlotte, because I've never lived in a city where there's a beautiful skyline. But last night for Christmas, they had one of the buildings lit up like a candy cane.
Oh, I love that.
It was so cute. I loved it.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I didn't buy any this year. It's kind of like the one thing I forgot. We took a quick trip on the way back. Our Uber driver, she opened the door, she saw me and the kids, and she's like, "Hey, I got candy canes." And I was like, "Perfect."
That's a good idea.
It was excellent. So thumbs up to her. All right. So we ask if you guys like the Me So You Do. We need to take a quick break though, but make sure that you keep it right here on WCNC Plus. I'm not sure. I think this is 77. You can see the traffic there moving without any problems. If you're making your way out, be careful, but shouldn't encounter any backups because again, the day after Christmas, things are going pretty good. We'll be right back.
Well, good Friday morning, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. It was a warm one yesterday. It went down as the hottest Christmas we have ever recorded in Charlotte. 79 degrees. Today is going to be much cooler, around 58 as we're heading into the afternoon, and that's right around where we already are. It's 56 degrees here in Charlotte, 54 in Statesville. A very cloudy day is ahead. This is what the rest of our Friday will look like. I don't think we'll have any rain here in Charlotte, but if you're in the high country, you could see a few light passing showers. Eyes on Saturday. It's going to be gorgeous. Another day where we could beat or even break one of our daily high records. So we'll get to that with mostly sunny skies. Low 60s as we're heading into our Sunday, and we're going to be tracking the opportunity for rain showers come Monday. All right, Destiny, how are the roads? Any problems out there this morning?
We're starting to get a few issues now that we are in the 7 o'clock hour, but this is mostly probably from people going to work. Not as many people as on a normal day, but also people heading out after Christmas to go back home. So just a heads up there, but for the most part, our highways, no major backups that we've been seeing. This is our most recent crash, our first one on the highway of the morning. That's I-45 outer loop between I-77 and NC-24.
Thanks for streaming live on WCNC Plus at 7:30 on this Friday. I'm Lisa Washington.
And I'm Autumn Bracey in for Ben Thompson.
Happening today, one of 3 women facing child abuse charges in the death of a 6-year-old is heading to court. It comes after a fire broke out at an East Charlotte house connected to the case Wednesday night. WCNC Charlotte's Jessie Pierre was at that scene. She details where the investigation is leading this morning.
Now you can see the damage behind me. This is the home crews responded to when a fire broke out. But investigators say the destruction inside these walls began long before today. This is the home investigators say a child endured months of abuse, neglect, lived in filth before dying.
It's just sad. I mean, this time of year, it's Christmas, and it's too much going on in the world.
Cell phone video shared with WCNC Charlotte shows the fire raging through the roof as firefighters battled to get it under control Wednesday night. This is the same home a 6-year-old was found not breathing last week. Investigators say the child was forced to live in a dog crate, suffered broken bones, burns, and severe rashes from being left in soiled diapers for long periods of time.
I think it's sickening. You know, might make me, puke.
And it's terrible. And I know every parent feels this way.
Court records also describe the home infested with rodents and roaches, with human and animal feces inside. 3 women, Susan Robinson, her sister Tanya McKnight, who is the child's legal guardian, and McKnight's daughter Taryn McKnight, all face child abuse-related charges in connection to the child's death.
Something wrong with their mental capacity. They need to be punished.
Robinson was denied bond. Tanya McKnight was given a $2 million bond, and the third person arrested, Taryn McKnight, is expected to have her first court appearance Friday. Investigators say the cause of the fire and whether it is connected to the abuse case is still under investigation.
It was intentionally set, I don't know, but I often wonder.
Jessie Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.
Today, the man arrested in connection to a South Charlotte homicide from last month will appear in court. 51-year-old Marvin Watkins is charged with the death of 39-year-old James McElwain. That deadly shooting happened last month on Wallingford Street. Watkins was arrested Monday in Tarboro, North Carolina. That's about 3 hours east of Charlotte. He is currently being held in the Mecklenburg County Jail without bond. This investigation remains active and ongoing. If you have any information, you should call Crime Stoppers. The man in jail in connection to a University City homicide is also expected in court today. Police say 24-year-old Saul Perez killed Marvin Alonzo and attempted to harm another man near the Magnolia Terrace apartments on Kirk Farm Lane. Perez now faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder.
And we're learning a North Carolina woman convicted in a 2022 double homicide will continue serving a life in prison sentence. This comes after a decision by the North Carolina Court of Appeals ruling against her. 37-year-old Stacey Miller had tried to argue the judge committed several errors during her trial. The appeals court found that wasn't the case, and she was found guilty last year for the shooting deaths of Sandra Shue and Ricky Lee Anderson. Time now, 7:33, and Charlotte Fire is working to determine the cause of a structure fire in Midtown. That fire happened yesterday afternoon on South Torrance Street. That's just off 3rd Street across from Midtown Tavern. Officials say they responded to the incident and put it out in just more than 15 minutes. No injuries from that fire have been reported at this time.
Right now, a wave of new graduates is seeking solutions to break into higher-paying tech careers.
The nonprofit Perscolas is teaching in-demand tech skills to learners across the state. Their goal is to open doors to better-paying jobs and long-term opportunity. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris has more on how this program is helping people in Western North Carolina as they work to recover from Hurricane Helene.
The impact from this organization and the recent graduates stretches all the way to Western North Carolina, where some communities are still working to recover economically following Hurricane Helene. And for one graduate, he learned more than just tech through this program. It changed his future. There's celebration and relief as a new group of Perscolas graduates complete the IT support course. The ceremony signals a turning point for their careers and their paychecks.
I just had to give my time. It just felt like the right move.
For Tim Kenzie, that change hits home, all the way in Western North Carolina.
I was working in the food and beverage and hospitality industry, and that definitely took a big hit.
After Helene, Kenzie juggled multiple hourly jobs trying to make ends meet, but knew that a career change would help him and his family.
We provide opportunities for folks to take completely cost-free classes around different technologies and professional development to support them in the technology careers.
Perscolas helped make that change, offering free tech course training, and the nonprofit launched in partnership with Asheville Buncombe Technical Community College and is on track to train 100 rural learners by 2026.
The opportunities for us to be a part of that recovery from a financial perspective, right? Even if we can play the smallest part in that, connecting folks to wages that are twice what they may have been making before.
After completing the check training program, Kenzie landed a full-time job with Henderson County as a computer support technician, giving him the utmost confidence towards a successful future.
That definitely gave me a lot of the interview skills and the professional skills that I needed going from the hospitality industry to something a little more structured.
Perscolas says the goal is to create long-term economic stability, not just for individuals, but for communities throughout the Carolinas. In Uptown, I'm Miles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
Block Love Charlotte hosted a brunch for those experiencing homelessness. The group also handed out toys to children on Christmas Eve. Organizers say the holidays are a critical time to show up, support your neighbors in need, and remind them they're not forgotten.
Come and join us. I think if we're spreading love, we're doing exactly what the reason for the season is. So I invite everybody, every Christmas, we do this, and we're praying that we can continue the tradition.
Tomorrow, Block Love Charlotte will be giving back to people in Florence, South Carolina. All right, Majestic joins us again with a check on our forecast for this day after Christmas. Another day, but not as warm as what we saw on Christmas and Christmas Eve.
Dramatically different. We're going to see temperatures really only hold steady into the 50s today with a whole lot of clouds. But talk about a warm Christmas Eve and warm Christmas Day. You can see 77 is where we topped off on Christmas Eve and 79 on Christmas Day. That is now officially the warmest Christmas Day we've ever seen here in Charlotte. Up there in the mountains, a little foggy at times, and we're all waking up to a whole lot of cloud coverage. Cloudy skies for us today as a front is continuing to pass through. Not just cloudy skies, but cooler temperatures today. Now, overall, I wouldn't say it's cold. It's just we didn't cool down a whole lot overnight, so it's 56 degrees in Charlotte. We're just not warming up much as we're heading into the remainder of our Friday. 55 in Lincolnton and Lancaster once we're heading up towards the mountains, upper 40s in Jefferson. Now, yesterday, again, almost 80 degrees. What a weird but beautiful Christmas day. And then today, 58 degrees by this afternoon. That's where we're all going to really top off, but we are still above our actual high temperature of where we should be on average. Again, that number is 53. That would be our normal. So we are still seeing those above average temperatures. Satellite and radar for our Friday right now. We have cloudy skies in place as a front pushes through. That front will provide us a lot of clouds and also some light shower activity for the high country. Now, it's not going to be a washout or anything like that, but a few passing showers here and there, not out of the question. Now, in Charlotte, I think we're going to stay dry. This is 5 o'clock in the afternoon, evening. If you have any plans for your Friday, just keep that layer handy. Again, those clouds are really going to stop those temperatures from getting rather warm. And then waking up tomorrow, Saturday, it's going to be a beautiful start to our Saturday morning. Clear sunny skies for us. A little bit of cloud coverage early in the morning Saturday for the high country, but those clouds, they will taper off. Now on Sunday, we have a cloudy day overall. Temperatures will be into the low 60s and a few straight showers, not out of the question, but for the most part, again, Sunday will be dry if you're heading out to the Panthers game. Now coming up in just a few minutes, I'm going to be back here detailing out our rain chances on Monday. Monday will be the next best opportunity for us to actually get that rain, and then back behind it, we're also looking at a big drop in temperatures going from nearly 80 degrees for Christmas Day to below freezing temperatures, at least the overnight lows. Heading into next week, I'm going to break down everything you need to be ready for straight ahead. But for now, let's send things over to Destiny with a check on those roads on this Friday morning. Good morning, Destiny.
Good morning. It is still mostly a calm morning out on the interstates. I thought we could check our cameras out in York County this morning, and this is where we normally would have that backup on the average morning commute coming into the Charlotte area, but things are looking fine. Just mostly big trucks, big rigs headed out on the roads. But if you are traveling home after Christmas, if you're going to work today, you shouldn't have any major issues on our interstates. There is one accident from the top of the hour that we are still watching. I-45 outer loop between exit 23 and 21. That is I-77 and NC-24 here. But as you can see, a lot of green still. So maybe an accident happened and it's been moved over quickly because there's not a lot of traffic. So still on the map, but not causing any major issues. We also have this obstruction on the road at Ray Road and Pineville Matthews Road, seeing a little bit of orange popping up once again. So this may still be active at this time. Not sure what that obstruction is, but if you're in South Charlotte, just a heads up there. Going further south now to Ballantyne, US 521 at Brixham Hill Avenue. This is seems to be like a shopping area in Ballantyne, so just be a heads up there, as there might be a lot of people in that area. But for the most part, traffic looking fine. One more accident to talk about. This is our oldest one, not causing any backups though. Albemarle Road between Harrisburg Road and Woolgrove Mint Hill Road. Drive safely.
Destiny, thank you. What looked like Christmas gifts turned out to be something very different. How officers uncovered it during an investigation. Next. The time is now approaching 7:44. This is a story that we've been following for quite some time. A Maryland family is hoping for a holiday miracle from their homeowners association. The Salgado family says they've been fined more than $1,400 over their Christmas lights. It's a penalty that started at $50 a day earlier this month. The family says the decorations honor loved ones they've lost and bring meaning to their holiday traditions. The HOA argues the display violates the community's nuisance rules, but hasn't explained exactly how, which is why the family has hired a lawyer to help them fight this.
The nuisance or annoyance rule is intended to be what is a nuisance or annoyance to a normal, ordinary, reasonable person. A normal, ordinary, reasonable person in America in this area does not get annoyed by, beautiful Christmas ornaments. Any court of law would be disturbed, if you will, by what the association is attempting to do here, which is infringing on the religious freedoms of my client.
The HOA has declined to comment on the specifics of this case. This dispute could end up in court or with the county agency that oversees HOAs. The family says they are still hoping for a simple gift this season, a change of heart.
A Long Island family is calling their 12-year-old a hero after a burglar broke into their home earlier this week. Now, it may sound like the Christmas classic Home Alone, but this was no movie. Tristan Taylor was home alone when he heard glass shatter and footsteps moving throughout his house. Now, he didn't panic. He climbed out a ground floor window, ran to safety, and did exactly what police say kids should do in a situation like this.
We were very proud, that he, was able to keep his composure and, call the police as quickly as he did, basically without really, thinking about it. He just automatically called 911.
Police were able to get to that scene in less than 3 minutes and caught the suspect inside of the home. Good to know he's okay. Tristan's family neighbors say his quick thinking and calm under pressure likely prevented something far worse from happening. They're calling him a brave 7th grader who did everything right. Well done. A Nebraska man is facing charges after he allegedly trafficked more than 50 pounds of meth. The drugs was disguised as Christmas presents. Police in Jeffersontown, Kentucky say they were conducting a narcotics investigation on Monday. That's when the 23-year-old suspect arrived at the location. Police say he attempted to escape but was detained by officers. They also say they searched his truck and found the drugs, which were wrapped inside of those holiday gifts you see there. The suspect told police he was traveling from Iowa and was planning to sell the drugs. He was arrested and has been charged with trafficking in a controlled substance. Well, happy Kwanzaa to all who celebrate. The African-American holiday starts today and runs through January 1st.
A professor of Pan-African Studies at California State University created the holiday in 1966 as a non-religious celebration of family and social values. He designed it as a way for African Americans to reconnect with ancestral roots by celebrating African culture. The name Kwanzaa is derived from a Swahili phrase that means first fruits. Each day of Kwanzaa is dedicated to one of 7 defining principles. They are unity, self-determination, collective responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. Each night celebrates light a new candle with a 7-branched candelabra. On December 1st, the participants take part in a feast.
Well, another powerful storm slammed California on Christmas Day. We'll show you some of the damage coming up next.
The time is now 7:50. Another storm slammed California on Christmas Day. Just take a look at this. The atmospheric river-fueled storm lashed the state, setting records in some areas and keeping many under evacuation orders. Reed Binion reports from the communities that were hit.
Everything was flooded. It was insane.
Californians reeling from another day of brutal, deadly weather. Torrential rain triggering floodwaters that made roads treacherous and in many cases impassable. Thunderstorms and punishing winds causing damage across the state. In other areas, feet of snow also impacting travel. In Wrightwood, northeast of Los Angeles, authorities issued an evacuation warning Thursday due to mud and debris flows.
We're approaching 10 inches for the Wrightwood area. Widespread flooding throughout the community.
Emergency crews pulling people from flooded cars and homes.
A number of rescues were performed throughout the day. Water rescues from vehicles traveling onto flooded roadways. We had people that were trapped in their houses.
The massive scope of the flooding still visible hours after the water receded. Cars and homes encased in silt, mud, and sand the floodwaters left behind. Some homes buried nearly up to the windows and rafters. Elsewhere in the state, authorities say a Sacramento sheriff's deputy was killed after crashing on a wet roadway while driving to work.
Fortunately, in this line of work, we deal a lot with the dangers in the line of duty. This is a little more unique because it's one of those freak accidents simply on his way to work.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
All right, well, we're going to get a look at our local weather forecast as we are heading into the weekend. I hope you had a great Christmas. Temperatures here, boy, they were warm. 79 degrees was our official high temperature yesterday on Christmas Day, officially making it the hottest Christmas we have ever had in Charlotte. Now today, things are a little different. This morning up in the mountains, you do have fog that is really starting to develop. This is out there in Boone. I also looked over towards Blowing Rock and you have very dense fog, so make sure you're being mindful. If you do have someplace to be, maybe you're traveling across the mountains today or you're coming home from the mountains, foggy conditions and much cooler and cloudier weather today. At least we had a gorgeous Christmas though, right? There's live cameras all coming in from all over the place, from Charlotte to Dallas, Monroe, even out there towards Lake Norman. Look at that deck of clouds. I mean, that's what it's going to look like throughout the day today. Not only that, but again, you're going to notice a big drop in those temperatures, going from nearly 80 degrees yesterday to temperatures only rising into the upper 50s today. Don't worry though, by tomorrow, I have some good news for you. It's Saturday for one, and for two, we're looking at sunny skies and another day of warmer weather with possible record-breaking warmth. Mid-70s returning, and then on Sunday, another big cool down starts, and then we'll really start to feel those cooler temperatures, I'd say by Tuesday morning. 48 degrees in Boone. These are our current temperatures. 54 in Monroe, right here in the Queen City. We're currently at 56. We'll be holding on to cloudy skies all throughout the day today, and temperatures really only rise to about 57, 58 degrees, so really not warming up much at all. As we're looking south of us out towards Lancaster, 61 degrees for your high and 60 degrees today in Chester. Now tomorrow, I hope you can enjoy a nice, beautiful Saturday. Maybe you need to get outside, take down your Christmas decorations. Maybe you just need a break from everything after the holidays and you're heading out to the golf course. I say absolutely do it. It's going to be the day to do it. We'll see some changes, small changes on Sunday, but I'd say pretty dramatic changes from Monday and into Tuesday. We're going to talk about the rain, the wind, and the cold temperatures coming our way in just a few minutes. Destiny, how are the roads on this Friday morning?
We're seeing some of the same incidents lingering from the 7 o'clock hour, even the 6 o'clock hour, but right now, our interstates traffic is moving smoothly. So that is good news for folks who are traveling after Christmas. So this is I-85 at Little Rock Road. Not seeing any backups here, but there is an accident on Billy Graham Parkway at I-85. Possibly a little bit of a slowdown as you're getting onto the interstate. Very minuscule, but nothing major this morning in terms of that accident. We're also seeing an accident on I-485 outer loop between I-77 and NC-20. This one has been around for a while now, but again, the outer loop is not seeing a whole lot of impact from this, or the inner loop, so things are looking fine. Also going to south of Charlotte here, obstruction on the road, Ray Road at Pineville Matthews Road, and then in Ballantyne, in the shopping area in this area, US 521 at Brixham Hill Ave and Upper Avenue. So just a heads up there. Those are our most impactful accidents at this time and incidents. But across the map, again, travel looking good this morning as we approach the 8 o'clock hour.
All right, Destiny, thanks so much. 7:55 now. We need to take a quick break. We'll make sure that you keep it right here on WCNC Plus. This is a live look now at I-85 at Little Rock Road. Again, traffic moving along here without any problems. We'll be right back.
Well, good Friday morning to you. I hope you had a very, very Merry Christmas. It was gorgeous yesterday, and today we have some big changes on the way. Cloudy skies and our daytime highs, they're honestly going to look a lot like this. Right now, we're at 56 degrees in Charlotte, and we'll stay dry throughout the day today here in the Queen City. However, I can't help you much with the sunshine today. Mild conditions. It's not cold. It's just much colder than what we have experienced over the last couple of days. Yesterday, we topped off at 79 degrees for our Christmas forecast, making it the hottest Christmas day in Charlotte's history. Now today, this afternoon, 58 degrees is what you should plan for. That's about 3 o'clock this afternoon. There's our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. Mild conditions today, but yes, cooler. Tomorrow, get outside and enjoy it. 75 degrees, more record warmth on the way. And then next week, temperatures only climbing into the upper 40s by Tuesday. Destiny.
Good morning. We're seeing some of the same accidents still on the map this morning, so just a heads up now if you are headed out the door. Again, the best time to travel right now is going to be before 10 a.m. because a lot of people may be heading back from the holiday. But this is our newest one, Billy Graham Parkway at I-85.
Well, thank you for joining us this Friday on WCNC Plus at 8. I'm Autumn Bracey, in for Ben Thompson.
And I'm Lisa Washington, and we continue to follow that breaking news just into our newsroom this morning. CMPD is investigating after a child died this morning. We can show you some video from that scene earlier today. We've been watching those officers. They've been going in and out of the studios and suites for less. This is along Queen City Drive near the intersection with Billy Graham Parkway in West Charlotte. It's just north of the airport. Officers say they arrived at that motel around 1:30 this morning where they found the child not breathing. The child was then taken to the hospital and died shortly afterwards. The situation is ongoing. Anyone with information should call Crime Stoppers. And we continue to follow a fire at an apartment complex in Gastonia. Gaston County emergency officials battled the flames at the Brentwood Chase Apartments along Lower Bethesda Road near where Wilkinson Boulevard meets the Gaston Christian School. There's no word if there are any injuries connected to this.
Devastating news this morning as authorities say 2 people are dead after a house fire outside Raleigh. Wilson Mills fire officials in Johnson County say the 2 were father and son. As of now, authorities have not released their names. They also say a woman was able to escape from the home. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. At 8:01, we're going to check in with our weather this Friday. Majestic, cooler temperatures, especially compared to that wonderful Christmas day.
Oh, it's going to be much cooler and cloudier as well. The last couple of days have been just abnormally warm with really upper 70s, almost 80 degrees. Yesterday, it was gorgeous. I saw so many people outside enjoying a beautiful Christmas day. Now today, things are going to be a little bit different. We do have some fog in place up there towards a higher elevation. So if you're traveling today, whether you're going to the mountains, you're coming home from the mountains, foggy conditions, watch for that. However, here in the Queen City, it's just going to be a rather cloudy, gloomy, and cooler day. Not seeing any rain chances really for us today. I think those rain chances will stay up there in the high country. Right now, we're at 56 degrees in Charlotte, 55 in Lincolnton, 56 for Morganton. So it's not cold outside. We just didn't really cool down a whole lot overnight because yesterday was so warm, 79 degrees. Again, the hottest Christmas on record in Charlotte's history. And then today around 3 o'clock this afternoon, only about 58 degrees. Now, much cooler compared to the temperature yesterday, but keep in mind, we should only be at 53 degrees. That's our average high temperature. So we are still above that today under mainly cloudy skies. We have a cold front pushing through. It's just pulling in cooler air and cloudy conditions. Again, light shower activity mainly up in the high country. Yeah, it's possible, but I'm not seeing any big concerns with that. If you have plans for your Friday evening, here's the deal. It's going to be cloudy. Temperatures, again, going to be mild, but I'm not seeing any rain and really no issues for our Friday forecast. But wake it up Saturday morning. It is going to be beautiful. Here's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Clear skies and sunshine. That's what we like to see in and around Charlotte. From Charlotte to Lancaster out towards Wadesboro. Notice as we're heading up towards the high country, this is 7 o'clock on Saturday. We'll start out the day with cloudy skies, but then those clouds will move out. We'll have really sunshine across the board for our Saturday afternoon. Sunday afternoon doesn't look terrible, but we will have a mainly cloudy Sunday ahead with small chances for a few stray showers. So if you're heading out to the Panthers game, about low 60s, cloudy skies for the most part. And again, small chances for a few stray showers. It's really not until Monday that we have a better opportunity to actually pick up some rain. And that starts to move in early in the day on Monday. Here's 9 o'clock. You can see this long and actually pretty strong cold front pushing through the Carolinas, bringing with it rainy conditions. There's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday, so it's mainly the first half of our day that will be impacted by that. But then behind the cold front that brings us some scattered rain showers will be much cooler temperatures. Quick peek at our 3-day forecast. We have 58 degrees today, 75 for tomorrow, low 60s for our Sunday, and then we will have better weather as we're heading into next week, but it is going to get cold. I'm going to show you that 7-day forecast coming up here soon. Destiny, what's the latest out on those roads this morning?
Yeah, we do have a couple of new incidents as we're approaching 8 o'clock, but for the most part, again, traffic flow is looking good. So while accidents have been popping up, it's not causing any major delays. So that's good for people who are traveling or who are headed back to work today. I thought I'd take our cameras up north to I-77 near Mooresville. This is at the NC 150 exit here. Traffic moving smoothly up north as well, so not too bad out there. Again, I wanted to revisit the best and worst travel times, and that is 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Worst travel time today. The best thing to do is to leave before 10 a.m., but we are approaching 10 a.m. quickly, so maybe you leave a little bit later tonight or through the weekend if you want to head back home after Christmas. Now here is what our traffic flow map is looking like right now. Again, a lot of green because traffic is moving smoothly, but we do have some new incidents. Our newest one is out in Gastonia, Hudson Boulevard at US 321, so South York Road there. So heads up if you are in Gastonia and Gaston County.
Destiny, thank you. Approaching 8:06, it's time to connect the dots. That's when we make the news make sense. Christmas is over and the presents are unwrapped, but what if that gift you received isn't what you were hoping for? 'Tis the season to return, but the days of free returns may be over. Let's connect the dots. Some stores will both refund customers for an unwanted item and tell them to keep it. According to the National Retail Federation, at the start of this decade, shoppers sent back more than $100 billion of merchandise that was purchased online. 5 years later, that figure has more than doubled. Now, some stores are taking a different approach, making shoppers who want to return something help pay for shipping it back. You could also be hit with restocking fees for electronics and other high-priced items. To help avoid the shipping costs, stores are re-encouraging virtual try-ons. In-person returns are still your best bet. Many stores still offer full returns as long as you have the receipt. And that's connecting the dots. Score.
All right, before we head to break, here's an exclusive shopping deal for our viewers.
Hey, you know I'm here to save you money every day, and we test a lot of products. We leave the rejects over here. We only send you the best. And this is gonna save you some serious money at the dentist. Teeth whitening can cost hundreds, like north of $600. You can do this for a fraction of the price. This is from Pure Sonic. It is their LED teeth whitening solution. The LED part is what makes it go so fast. They say it goes 10 times faster than going to the dentist, and it's a lot cheaper too. They give you the gel, they give you this tray. You literally just turn on the LED light and put it into your mouth like this. I mean, I'll do it for you. Keep it in there for 30 minutes. You're already gonna see results. 7 days, you're gonna get the results that you want for your teeth whitening. Now, there's another product they have too. It's these teeth whitener pens. This is pretty cool. You just twist it and some gel comes out. Perfect for the road, perfect if you have headshots or a business meeting. You literally just dry your teeth and then paint it on, and it's instantly gonna make your teeth a bit wider. All right, so you have that, and then the other thing you have is this water flosser, rechargeable with the USB. You just turn it on like that, and it works. And there are 3 speeds. 25% off each of these products. You can buy 1, you can buy 3. It's 25% off. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
2025 has been a remarkable year full of major events and some unexpected headlines.
And as we approach 2026, here's a look back at the year that it was.
It is a grim New Year's morning here to begin 2025.
The guy in the pickup truck just punched the gas and mowed over the barricade, and there were just bodies.
This area of Altadena has become a wasteland. This is like a hurricane in the middle of a brush fire.
I never thought I would live through something like this.
Crash. This is Alert 3. An American Airlines regional jet colliding with an Army Black Hawk helicopter.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear. The golden age of America begins right now.
Just hours into his new term, President Trump delivering on some of the dramatic changes he promised.
The Eagles getting redemption.
We love this city. Go Birds!
This was more about the messages that Kendrick wanted to send rather than having a mass appeal music moment.
Music's biggest night was all about Beyonce.
Our plane crashed.
Miraculously, officials say that all passengers and crew are accounted for.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
That contentious meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Zelensky unraveling in the Oval Office.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
The astronauts, known around the world as Butch and Sunny, finally back home.
Oh my God. A dangerous and deadly outbreak of tornadoes ripped through 11 states.
You put your life into a place and it's destroyed in just a matter of minutes. My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day.
President Trump today taking aim at friends and foes, announcing sweeping new reciprocal tariffs.
Chicken jockey.
The Minecraft movie pulling in at nearly $163 million on opening weekend.
The S&P 500 plunging 10% in 2 days.
Pope Francis has died.
The new pope has been elected on the second day of the conclave. And there he is, Pope Leo.
Did you think you would see an American
Never.
in your lifetime?
No, absolutely not.
Elon Musk is saying goodbye to Washington.
Elon is my friend and he's done a fantastic job. I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
The blowing up bromance.
I'm not thinking about Elon. I just wish him well.
Israel launching what it's calling a preemptive strike on Iran's nuclear program.
Air raid sirens sounding in Israel as the Iron Dome appears to intercept new strikes from Iran.
We begin tonight with growing tensions over mass deportations in Los Angeles.
We will liberate Los Angeles.
Hundreds of National Guard troops now on the ground.
Happy birthday, soldiers. We're proud of you. And happy birthday, Mr. President.
Hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets across the country for so-called No Kings demonstrations.
We looked outside and we just saw like an ocean out there.
There's people in it. Oh my God, there's so many people in it.
So many people were in their beds, fast asleep, when the floodwaters began to rapidly rise.
It didn't look like Camp Mystic anymore.
Sean Diddy Combs sinking to his knees in the courtroom.
The jury finding him not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking.
Oh, look at these people.
Call it a kiss cam catastrophe. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's widely followed fairy tale is entering its next chapter.
I'm just struck by that shot of Vladimir Putin in the backseat of the vehicle of the Beast alongside Donald Trump smiling and laughing.
Thank you very much for your efforts, personal efforts to stop killings and stop this war.
The world's top food security watchdog declaring a famine in Gaza's largest city.
We have a lot of drugs pouring into our country, coming in for a long time. And these came out of Venezuela. We took it out.
shots were fired at an event with the conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
After a manhunt that lasted just 33 hours, police say they've caught the suspect who assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
I forgive him.
Jimmy Kimmel Live will be preempted indefinitely.
When free speech is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that!
That a government threat to silence a comedian the president doesn't like is anti-American.
Day 1 into a partial federal government shutdown. Day 15.
Day 26. Melissa's going to track across Jamaica. We're talking about catastrophic winds and flooding.
We are still experiencing those strong tropical force storm winds.
We don't have anything, everything washed out. We don't have any clothes for the baby. Everything gone, roof gone, house gone.
After 738 days, 20 Israelis are finally back home.
This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
Year to date, the S&P 500 is still up over 12%.
Angelino's basking in the glory of back-to-back World Series titles.
I'm ready to get another ring.
Welcome to NBC's special coverage of election night. This is a big night for Democrats.
I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor.
You're the only friend I ever had.
And I've had so many friends.
And then turn into Wicked Witch.
After 43 days, the government shutdown is now officially over.
A suspect opened fire on National Guard troops near a busy metro station.
It is a showdown worthy of a Hollywood thriller just when it looked like Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers for a whopping $83 billion. Paramount Skydance attempting a hostile takeover.
We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela.
An elite Coast Guard team rappelling out of helicopters onto the deck of an oil tanker off the Venezuelan coast.
We are coming on the air with breaking news, a shooting at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island.
We are coming on the air with that horrific Hanukkah attack overseas. 15 people dead, killed by a father and son targeting Jewish people.
There is still very much the shock at the sudden loss of both Reiner and his wife, Michelle.
All right, well, coming up straight ahead, we are talking about some big changes in our weather forecast. Low temperatures will be quite mild over the weekend, but look at next week, dropping below freezing. More on your full forecast straight ahead. Well, good morning, everyone. We made it to our Friday, and let me tell you, we have some big changes on the way. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas yesterday. It was beautiful across the Carolinas. We had sunny skies and the warmest Christmas we have ever recorded here in Charlotte, 79 degrees. Now, look outside this morning. Not the most beautiful Friday I've ever seen. A lot of fog out there, a lot of clouds, and much cooler as we're looking towards Blowing Rock. So if you're traveling today, whether you're coming into the mountains or going out of the mountains, make sure you're mindful. This is where we do have foggy conditions and where we could see some light shower activity. Live camera, that one is coming in from Boone. Meanwhile, in and around Charlotte, it is just cloudy outside, cloudy and gray, and that's how it's going to really play out throughout the rest of our Friday. I don't think we'll have much rain as this system pushes through the area. Really, it's just going to drop those temperatures down significantly. I mean, almost 80 degrees yesterday, and now our daytime highs this afternoon planned for about upper 50-degree temperatures. I don't even think we'll touch 60 degrees. And then tomorrow, record warmth, oh yes, is making a comeback with mid-70s on the way for Saturday. And then Sunday, not too bad of a day overall, but we'll start to feel cooler temperatures, and that'll set us up for a much cooler week next week. Right now it's 56 in Charlotte, 55 in Rock Hill, and throughout the rest of our Friday, again, holding on to cloudy skies. I don't think we'll have any rain, but just a much cooler day overall. Highs up there in the mountains, 47 in Jefferson, 50 degrees in Boone, and 58 for Gastonia. Like I said, tomorrow's going to be a warm one, a beautiful day with mid-70s on the way. That would be a good day if you want to do anything outside. Plan for it on Saturday, whether you need to take down your Christmas decorations, you want to go for a long walk or maybe a bike ride. Tomorrow's going to be fantastic. Once we head into Sunday, cooler temperatures with low 60s and only a small chance for a stray shower or two. Monday will warm up a little bit, but on Monday we have rain showers moving in, strong winds. Some of those winds on Monday may actually reach around 30 miles an hour, and then back behind that front, much cooler temperatures are on the way. That cold air is going to drop those daytime highs, but especially those overnight lows. Again, a few stray showers possible up there in the high country today. Otherwise, plan for mainly cloudy skies for our Friday forecast. Saturday looks great. A whole lot of sunshine from sunrise to sunset. And then Sunday, here's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, cloudy overall with just small chances for pop-up showers. Monday's going to be the day that stronger front starts to push through. You can see the rain. The rain is mainly going to be Monday morning and Monday afternoon. By the evening hours, that's when the rain will be well to the east of us, but then cooler air is expected to filter in back behind it, going from 65 degrees on Monday to a low of 30 by Tuesday morning, and then highs only rising really into the upper 40s by Tuesday afternoon. All right, Destiny, let's get a check on those area roadways.
Yeah, this morning, again, not a whole lot of issues on our interstates. This is I-77 at Carowinds, which usually would be backed up with traffic, at least going northbound it would. And right now it has just been flowing nicely, as have all of the interstates this morning. So that is good news, but we have not been without accidents. So let's get into it. Our newest one is out in East Charlotte, Harris Boulevard at Greer Road. Not seeing a huge backup from this one, but just a heads up there if you're out east. And then we also have this accident in Gastonia, Hudson Boulevard at US 321/South York Road. We've been seeing a little bit of a backup here, so just a heads up at that intersection in Gastonia. And then an I-85 outer loop between I-77 and NC-24. This has really been our only interstate accident, but have not seen huge backups from that one. So that's good news. One more accident to get through, and that is US 521, so Johnston at Brixham Hill Avenue and Upper Ave out in Ballantyne. Drive safely.
Well, good Friday morning, too. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas yesterday. It was gorgeous, it was warm, and today we have some big changes. Cloudy skies and much cooler temperatures. Right now it's 56 degrees here in the Queen City. Up there in Boone, good morning to you, 47 degrees. Overall, we are not warming up much today. 58 degrees with cloudy skies. Warmer tomorrow, though. We're turning up that heat with sunny skies and 75 degrees tomorrow. And then a little cooler as we're heading into our Sunday. Now, we don't have great rain chances over the next several days, but it's going to be on Monday that our next stronger front starts to push through. It'll bring in rain showers mainly for the first half of our day. And then back behind that, we'll start to feel that chill in the air, especially on Tuesday, with temperatures only rising into the upper 40s and lows dropping back down below freezing. Destiny.
This morning, we've seen a pretty easy commute when it comes to our interstates. No major accidents that will affect you, especially if you're traveling or heading to work. But we have had some issues in the Charlotte area. Our newest accident is Harris Boulevard at Greer Road. We also have an incident up in the northwest part of the area, I-45 outer loop. And then we also have an accident in Gastonia. We're following Hudson Boulevard.
Thanks for streaming live on WCNC Plus at 8:30 on this Friday. I'm Lisa Washington.
And I'm Autumn Bracey, in for Ben Thompson.
Happening today, one of 3 women facing child abuse charges in the death of a 6-year-old is heading to court. This comes after a fire broke out at an East Charlotte house connected to that case Wednesday night. WCNC Charlotte's Jessie Pierre was at that scene. She details where the investigation is leading this morning.
Now you can see the damage behind me. This is the home crews responded to when a fire broke out. But investigators say the destruction inside these walls began long before today. This is the home investigators say a child endured months of abuse, neglect, lived in filth before dying.
It's just sad. I mean, this time of year, it's Christmas, and it's too much going on in the world.
Cell phone video shared with WCNC Charlotte shows the fire raging through the roof as firefighters battled to get it under control Wednesday night. This is the same home. A 6-year-old was found not breathing last week. Investigators say the child was forced to live in a dog crate, suffered broken bones, burns, and severe rashes from being left in soiled diapers for long periods of time.
I think it's sickening. Might make me, puke.
And it's terrible. And I know every parent feel this way.
Court records also describe the home infested with rodents and roaches, with human and animal feces inside. 3 women, Susan Robinson, her sister Tanya McKnight, who is the child's legal guardian, and McKnight's daughter, Taryn McKnight, all face child abuse-related charges in connection to the child's death.
Something wrong with their mental capacity. They need to be punished.
Robinson was denied bond. Tanya McKnight was given a $2 million bond, and the third person arrested, Taryn McKnight, is expected to have her first court appearance Friday. Investigators say the cause of the fire and whether it is connected to the abuse case is still under investigation.
It was intentionally set, I don't know, but I often wonder.
Jessie Pierre, WCNC Charlotte.
Right now, a wave of new graduates are seeking solutions to break into higher paying tech careers.
The nonprofit Perscolas is teaching in-demand tech skills to learners across the state. Their goal is to open doors to better paying jobs and long-term opportunity. WCNC Charlotte's Miles Harris has more on how this program is helping people in Western North Carolina as they're working to recover from Hurricane Helene.
The impact from this organization and the recent graduates stretches all the way to Western North Carolina, where some communities are still working to recover economically following Hurricane Helene. And for one graduate, he learned more than just tech through this program. It changed his future. There's celebration and relief as a new group of Perscolas graduates complete the IT support course. The ceremony signals a turning point for their careers and their paychecks.
I just had to give my time. It just felt like the right move.
For Tim Kenzie, that change hits home, all the way in Western North Carolina.
I was working in the food and beverage and hospitality industry, and that definitely took a big hit.
After Helene, Kenzie juggled multiple hourly jobs trying to make ends meet, but knew that a career change would help him and his family.
We provide opportunities for folks to take completely cost-free classes around different technologies and professional development to support them into technology careers.
Perscolas helped make that change, offering free tech course training, and the nonprofit launched in partnership with Asheville Buncombe Technical Community College and is on track to train 100 rural learners by 2026.
The opportunities for us to be a part of that recovery from a financial perspective, right? Even if we can play the smallest part in that, connecting folks to wages that are twice what they may have been making before.
After completing the tech training program, Kenzie landed a full-time job with Henderson County as a computer support technician, giving him the utmost confidence towards a successful future.
That definitely gave me a lot of the interview skills and the professional skills that I needed, going from the hospitality industry to something a little more structured.
Perscolas says the goal is to create long-term economic stability, not just for individuals, but for communities throughout the Carolinas. In Uptown, I'm Miles Harris, WCNC Charlotte.
Block Love Charlotte hosted a brunch for those experiencing homelessness. The group also handed out toys to children on Christmas Eve. Organizers say the holidays are a critical time to show up, support neighbors in need, and remind them they are not forgotten.
Come and join us. I think if we're spreading love, we're doing exactly what the reason for the season is. So I invite everybody, every Christmas, we do this, and we're praying that we can continue the tradition.
Tomorrow, Block Love Charlotte will be giving back to folks in Florence, South Carolina. All right, Majestic joins us now with another check on our forecast for this Friday and the weekend.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're off to a good start to your Friday. Here's the deal. We have some big changes in our forecast today, going from sunny skies with upper 70-degree temperatures for Christmas to now this view. We have cloudy conditions, foggy conditions, and it's a little bit damp up there in the mountains. This is live coming in from Blowing Rock. So if you're traveling today to the mountains or home from the mountains, just be mindful. You may encounter some limited visibility at times and some light shower activity for the mountains. Now, for the rest of us, it's just going to be an overall cloudy and cooler day. Even right here in the Queen City, you can see our live camera look right there. Again, today is going to be cloudy, but temperatures are going from from upper 70s yesterday to only upper 50s today. Upper 50s today, which is a dramatic difference as to what we saw over the last couple of days. Let's talk about that record warmth. Christmas Eve, we topped off at 77 degrees. So many people were loving that. And then Christmas Day, 79 degrees is where we topped off. And that is now officially the hottest Christmas day in history here in Charlotte. Current temperatures were at 55 degrees in Charlotte, so it's not cold outside. It's just not as warm as yesterday, that's for sure. 52 in Statesville and 53 in Lincolnton. Something to keep in mind is that, yes, we will have a big dramatic drop in our temperatures with 58 degrees expected by about 3 o'clock this afternoon, but we really should only be into the lower end of the 50s. Our seasonal high temperature, it's 53 degrees, so we're still above that today. 58 out towards Rock Hill, 61 in Chester, Morganton checking in at 55 degrees under mainly cloudy skies. Now here's our satellite and radar. We have active weather to the north of us. For us, we do have a front swinging through. It's pulling in cloudy conditions, cooler temperatures, and again, light shower activity will be possible for the high country. Futurecast looks like this. If you have plans, maybe still with your family celebrating the holidays, Friday night, here's about 5 o'clock tonight, cloudy but dry. And then notice how all those clouds really start to move out of the area, waking up tomorrow morning. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. It is going to be beautiful in and around Charlotte. One thing to keep in mind is that those clouds are going to hold on a little bit longer for the mountain locations, but they do eventually move out. By Saturday afternoon, it's going to be really nice. Now on Sunday, if you're visiting from out of town, maybe you're going to the Panthers game, it's going to be mild, plan for low 60s, cloudy skies, and only a small chance for a pop-up shower. Now coming up in just a few minutes, I'll be back here detailing out Monday's system that approaches. It will have wind, rain, and cooler temperatures with it, and especially next week we'll notice a big drop in those temperatures. I'm going to explain in detail our full 7-day forecast in just a few, but for now, Destiny, let's get a check on the roads.
Good morning. While we have had several incidents, a good handful, the map has pretty much looked like this for most of the morning. Traffic flow has been just fine. Accidents have come and gone. We do still have a couple that are lingering though, so let's get into it. This is our newest one within the 8 o'clock hour, and that is Gibbon Road at Christenberry Road. Not a big impact from this again, but still something to know about if you're in that area of Charlotte, the northeast area. Harris Boulevard at Greer Road, that one is fairly new. And then we also have this one, our only interstate accident of the morning, but it hasn't been causing a lot of issues. I-45 outer loop between exit 23, that's I-77, and NC 24 this morning. And then going out to Gastonia, this has really been the only one that we've seen a measurable backup. So this is at the intersection here, Hudson Boulevard at US 321. So if you're in Gastonia, Gaston County, and you're headed this way, just be aware of that slowdown in that area.
A new U.S. strike targeting ISIS in Nigeria. President Trump says he personally gave the order. Well, we're learning about the operation and the growing focus on protecting Christians. That's next. time is now 8:42. This year started with an Israeli-Hamas ceasefire that fell apart in a matter of weeks, but it's ending with a truce that appears to be holding.
Some are hopeful the current ceasefire could bring a more lasting peace, but as NBC's Richard Engel explains, nothing is certain.
2025 was marked by conflict, truces that rarely lived up to their names, and a profound expansion of Israeli force across the Middle East. In January, the Trump and outgoing Biden administrations, Qatar and Egypt, brokered a ceasefire and hostage deal between Hamas and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to end the war Israel launched after Hamas's October 7th massacre. Hostages were released from Gaza, and Gazans began to celebrate. But it didn't hold. In March, Israel resumed large-scale military operations, and aid agencies warned a man-made famine in Gaza was spreading. The war had also expanded. After years of threats, in June, Israel launched what it described as preemptive attacks on Iran's nuclear program, triggering 12 days of direct conflict. Iran retaliated, firing missiles into Israel.
This is right over the center of downtown Tel Aviv. This is the most intense barrage we've seen today.
Most of them shot down, but a few did get through. President Trump joined Israel's side, launching massive strikes targeting Iran's nuclear sites and security services. But in Tehran, many Iranians remained resolute, feeling they'd been attacked for no clear reason.
The preacher just said President Trump wants Iranians to surrender. And their response is very clear. No and death to America.
But Prime Minister Netanyahu may have overplayed his hand. In September, he authorized a controversial strike on Hamas's political office in Qatar. Trump was furious and soon personally pushed forward a new peace deal, forcing Netanyahu and Hamas into a ceasefire.
At long last, we have peace in the Middle East, and it's a very simple expression, peace in the Middle East.
Veteran Israeli-American negotiator Gershon Baskin, directly involved in the talks, said Trump didn't just push the deal, he imposed it.
Do you think Netanyahu would ever have signed this deal on his own?
No, and Netanyahu wanted this war to go on for as long as possible.
Under the October ceasefire, Israeli troops pulled back to agreed positions. And Israel celebrated the long-awaited release of hostages.
I couldn't be happier. The fact that finally hostages are coming back, that the deal was signed, that the war is over.
Gaza is a wasteland. More than 70,000 were killed during the war, according to the Ministry of Health, with more being found under rubble. Nadine Abdelatif, whose story we'd followed for years, remains inside Gaza.
How are you feeling now that this ceasefire is in place?
It does not feel like home at all. Nowhere feels like home.
She told me how she suffered bombings, starvation, and the loss of her brother, but holds on to hope to one day become a doctor. For Gaza and its 2 million people, neither the ceasefire nor the future is guaranteed.
The United States military carried out a deadly strike in northwest Nigeria on Christmas Day. President Donald Trump said he ordered the strike on Islamic State terrorists. In a Truth Social post, Trump accused ISIS of killing innocent Christians in the country. The president went on to say he previously warned the terrorists if they didn't stop, there would be a big issue. Now, it's unclear how many people were killed. Nigeria's foreign ministry confirmed its country worked with the U.S. to hit terrorist targets. The strike comes as the Trump administration focuses on the ongoing plight of Christians in Nigeria.
A U.S. naval cargo ship was spotted docking in Puerto Rico as the United States continues a large military buildup in the Caribbean. The ship joins an expanding force that includes an aircraft carrier, fighter jets, and several warships. Officials say the increased presence is part of Washington's effort to intensify pressure on Venezuela's government. President Trump has also moved to block sanctioned oil tankers, aiming to restrict a country already facing years of economic crisis. Venezuela holds the world's largest proven oil reserves and produces about 1 million barrels a day. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he expects to meet with President Trump soon as the U.S. continues efforts to help broker a peace deal in the war with Russia. Zelensky posting on X that both sides have agreed to a high-level meeting, quote, in the near future. He also suggested that a lot can be decided before the new year. Zelensky thanked U.S. envoys for what he calls a constructive approach and said talks between Ukrainian and American officials will continue. Homes buried, roads washed out, and now new video reveals the full scope of the mudslides in Southern California. We'll take you inside the hardest hit areas when we come back.
Well, some newly released videos giving us a clearer look at the destruction left behind in Wrightwood, California, and the community powerful mudslide swept through the mountains, and homes and cars were buried under several feet of mud and rocks after intense rain drenched the area. Forecasters say most of the rain fell in just 24 hours, causing some major damage to the area and triggering fast-moving debris flows that overwhelmed roads and cabins. While many residents evacuated, some stayed behind, but so far officials say there are no reports of serious injuries or deaths. It's pretty heartbreaking to see all of that, especially during this time of year, Majestic.
Yeah, and we're still not done with it. Still experiencing some of that heavy rain up and down the West Coast. Mountain snowfall moving in across the Northeast. Meanwhile, back home across the Carolinas, we have really been getting so spoiled the last couple of days. Beautiful weather for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And yeah, we're heading into our Friday now with kind of gloomy weather, but we can't have all good news all the time. We're back to nice conditions, though, as soon as tomorrow. Dallas, good morning to you. You have a whole lot of cloud coverage out there, and those clouds are playing a big role in our weather forecast today, really limiting our ability to warm up much. You can see it's still beautiful, though. Look at that live camera shot. Yes, a ton of cloud coverage all across the area, but our temperatures today, that's truly going to be the big talker, going from nearly 80 degrees yesterday to a high of only about 58 degrees today here in the Queen City. Tomorrow, though, back outside we go. It's going to be beautiful, sunny skies with temperatures climbing back into the mid-70s. So if you need to still take down Christmas decorations, if you want to just soak up some sunshine and get outside in that nice warm weather, tomorrow's your day to do it. Sunday really doesn't look too bad either. Mainly cloudy skies, though. Right now we're at 46 degrees there in Boone. Remember, in the high country, it is a foggy start to our morning. We're at 55 degrees now in Lancaster. Throughout the rest of our Friday, plan for for cloudy conditions. Temperatures today topping off right around 58 degrees. And while that is much cooler than the last couple of days, we really only should be at 53. That's our seasonal high temperature for this time of the year. 62 in Lancaster, 61 degrees this afternoon in Chester, and 58 there in Shelby. Look at this. We're cranking up the heat for our Saturday. I mean, tomorrow is going to be gorgeous from sunrise to sunset. We're looking at sunny conditions and above average temperatures. And then notice this, Monday and into Tuesday, we have a big drop in those temperatures, and it's because of a strong cold front that's coming our way. Below freezing temperatures as we look at our overnight lows. So that's also going to be a bit of a shock to the body, especially after yesterday's very, very warm temperatures. But yes, we do have those changes on the way. A few sprinkles will be possible in the high country really for the first half of our day today, but really cloudy and cooler weather. That's the name of the game today. If you have any plans for your Friday night, it's not going to be all that bad. But then waking up tomorrow, this is Saturday at 7 o'clock in the morning. Sunny skies. If you're in the mountains, you'll hold on to a little bit of cloud coverage early in the day, but then those clouds will continue to move out of the area. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to talk about the storm system that arrives on Monday. It is going to bring rain, wind, and cooler temperatures. We'll have the very latest details coming up. But Destiny, what's the latest out on those roads? Has it been rather quiet, would you say, for the day after Christmas?
It definitely has. We've had some incidents in the Charlotte area, one in Gastonia, but for the most part, traffic moving smoothly. It's been great to not see any backups on any of our cameras. I wish it could be like that every day, but it can't. But this morning is pretty good for your travel if you're headed out before 10 o'clock. Best time to travel today or after 8 p.m. You also have the rest of the weekend to head back home after Christmas as well. Again, we have mostly green here on the map because traffic flow is moving nicely. But our newest crash this morning is in North Charlotte, Statesville Road at Hutchinson McDonald Road. So just a heads up there. We also have this accident that's been lingering, but not many major issues here. I-45 outer loop between I-77 and NC-24. Harris Boulevard at Greer Road is also a recent accident. And then this one's been hanging around in Ballantyne, US 521 at Brixham Hill Avenue and Upper Avenue. I'll go ahead and send it to Larry.
All right, good morning. It is Friday. Big question what to do this weekend. There's a lot going on. And I want to tell you about one place to go. That's over in Monroe, and that is this interesting building right here. This is the Monroe Science Center. Maybe you've not heard about it. It's kind of an exciting place for the whole family. It's hands-on learning for children and adults, and it's open Saturday, tomorrow 9 to 5 p.m. right there at 318 East Franklin Street in downtown Monroe, North Carolina. And if you're looking for snow, well, this season there is all about snow. Snow-themed STEAM activities. In fact, those happen. The STEAM station open 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and also 1 to 2 p.m. tomorrow at, yes, the Monroe Science Center, downtown Monroe. It's fun for the whole family. See you there tomorrow, and that's what's happening this weekend. I'm Larry Splinkle.
Thanks so much, Larry. It looks like there is a lot to do. Hey, we need to take a quick break. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to take over from our live Impact News stream. There you see our Julie Kay. She's getting ready for the top of the hour. We'll also have the latest on any breaking news that comes into our newsroom. And of course, an update on your weather and traffic on this Friday. We made it to Friday, folks. More WCNC Plus right after this.
Well, good Friday morning, everyone. We are waking up to a lot of cloud coverage out there and much cooler temperatures after yesterday's perfect Christmas Day forecast where we topped off at 79 degrees. It's 54 degrees right now in Lincolnton, and overall today it is going to stay rather cool. 58 degrees, that's all we're getting to with mainly cloudy skies. Mid-70s will return for our Saturday, cloudy and 61 by Sunday. It's really not until early next week, Monday morning and Monday afternoon, that we'll have our next cold front sweep through the area. That is going to bring with it an opportunity for rain showers, and then back behind that, we'll feel that cool air. There's that Jerry Hunt Super Center 7-day forecast. 75 degrees for your Saturday forecast. Get outside and enjoy that. 65 on Monday, and then much colder as we're heading into early next week. All right, Destiny, how are the roads this morning?
It's been mostly quiet on our interstates. If there were any accidents, they were cleared or they haven't been causing any major impacts. So that has been great for post-holiday travel, as you can see across the traffic flow map. But again, we do still have a couple of incidents. This is our most serious one, the only one on the interstate right now, I-45 outer between I-77 and C-24. Drive safe.